Namaste, my name is Dhieyo and welcome to my channel. Today I'll tell you how doing a hand action can give you the experience of bliss. But before I tell you any of this, I have to share the story with you. It's all interconnected. So I have a client who's an MMA fighter, and in one of his fights, he got knocked out. So when he was watching his match again on the rerun, he saw he was knocked out and the guy, his opponent, was beating him up still. But this guy was knocked out when he came back to his senses. The first thing he experienced, besides everyone asking him if he's okay and all, he said, I experienced bliss. Yeah, he experienced bliss being knocked out. So from there, it started his spiritual journey. He wanted to know more how he can experience this again without being in a violent situation. So this is how we got connected. So he said before he got knocked out, he didn't even see the punch coming towards him. It was already bliss for him. So when lights were off, he said, at that time, I did not think of the battle I was in, the violence that was going on, my practice, whether I'm going to win, family, money, no issues at all for those few seconds. It was just for about 5 seconds. And he woke up feeling completely rejuvenated. And he says, I want to feel this again. So this is how we got in touch and things went on. So about bliss now, does it have to always be that you meditate and you do all those breathing practices to experience bliss, or there's something else also which was practiced in the ancient times and even in today's time, but a lot of people who are practicing it don't really know how it's really working, how is bliss being created, and not only created for yourself, but you can also pass on that experience to somebody else. Like an energy, you can give that energy to everyone who's around you or bring that energy in your house. So this hand gesture was a clap. Now this clap is not the clap that we regularly do, which is applauding somebody. This clap is done with your hands wide open and smack like this. So here in India, a lot of Indians will relate to this. We have a community called the Kinnar community. You can read about it. I'll pin up their name in the comment section so you can read more about them. So this community is very known for clapping their hands. So if you had a newborn baby in your house, they'll come to your house, they'll sing, they'll dance, and they'll clap their hands, and they clap their hands not only this way, but they push it forward. This is how they do it. Really loud, really loud. You can hear it, like probably the neighbor can hear it if it's happening in your house. That's how loud they do it. But they're doing the same thing. They're bringing in positive energy and they're spreading that positive energy. How is it spreading? How is it being created in you? I will tell you all of that. There's another form of musicians called the Qawwali singers here in India, Pakistan, and in certain places in Afghanistan. It's been there since way before 13th century also. So they are Sufi singers. They're Islamic mystic. They're related with the Islamic culture. So they're known as Sufi singers, where they sing about the source, about divine, about Allah, about different prophets. And when they sing, they too clap a lot. They clap and they get into a trance. Not just them, there are about 7, 8 of these qawwals, these musicians, these singers. And besides playing their drums, whatever they're playing, they always clap and sing. So as the tempo goes on, they clap faster and they clap faster, 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 faster. And at least 2 or 3 of them or people in the audience get into a trance. So they are also spreading this energy towards people experiencing bliss, which we call trance. They call it bliss. They're connecting to the source. So how is this clap different to this clap? So now if you see your hands, your fingers are all representing the 5 elements that we are made of. Fire, the thumb represents fire, index finger represents the wind, the middle finger represents ether, the entire cosmos, the Akash that is holding everything. The ring finger represents earth. The small finger represents water. So all these 5 elements is what this body is made up of. So if you go to see, this is not a normal hand action that we keep. Our hands are always normal. Our fingers, these 5 elements are always together with a slight gap in it. This 5 elements, these fingers together, is keeping us, this entire body, intact to give us the human experience that is going on in our life. So for a blissful experience, for an experience which is not of this planet, these elements need to be spread out. They cannot be closed. You spread them out. So like our mudras, All our mudras, we are manipulating these energies, we are manipulating these fingers for achieving whatever we want, whether we want knowledge, whether we want some health issues or some other kind of information that we want, or we want to make a change in our life. We are manipulating these same elements, our fingers, we are pressing, they're like pressure points. So when you keep them away and you smack them together, it's like the knockout that MMA fighter had. He was knocked out. So in a knockout, in a fight, in a knockout where your brain is in a liquid in your skull, it shakes, it hits that impact and lights are gone out. So all our five elements when smacked together is the same thing happening, but at a very small fraction of the same knockout that fighter had. So our existence that is experienced through these five elements and this body is being knocked out when we clap like this with your hands spread out, bringing that experiencing bliss. So when you're clapping like this and you push it forward, this is where it's going everywhere. This is where it's going everywhere to whoever's there in the audience, for the Qawwali singers or for the Kinnar community. When they are in your house and they're dancing, they're celebrating that you're getting married or there's a newborn baby, they will clap like this towards everyone, spreading that energy which is now being created in them. Your outer world is a result of your inner world. So if there's bliss here, you spread out bliss too. So no matter who is there, they all start feeling that bliss. So Qawwali singers, they get into a trance the minute they start moving their head, they start moving their body. There's the same experience that happens when you're in deep meditation also. A lot of people think deep meditation means there you're gone, knocked out, finished. That's because we're so used to the Google images. But when you're in extreme meditation practices, your head starts shaking, your body starts shaking. Same thing is happening when they're clapping. So this is how a lot of people, a lot of motivation speakers, a lot of leaders, when they go up to speak in front of people, they will always keep the hands this way. So they're not smacking their hands. So this hand gesture, when you hold your fingers like this slightly apart, they say it will bring you that confidence in you, and you come across as more confidence to people when you're talking to people. So they'll always sit like this, they'll talk like this, but their hand is like this. It's a known fact. So it's the same thing that's happening over here. You still want to be connected to the people that you are with, but you're separated these five elements now. Now you're talking connected to the bliss, connected to the source, which is creating that bliss. So when you're talking, it's not your doubt, your confusion, everything that you've just been through 2 minutes back. No, it's none of those now. Those were all human experiences. This is still a human experience, but now there's another source, another form of confidence that's there in you, which is the soul's confidence. This is why you'll see a lot of people this way. So you can practice this too. Now, let's say if you're in your house, you can just clap around, just clap around, just clap around. Let's say if you're in a public place, you just clap once and you sit like this. I do this very often myself when I'm spending time alone in a coffee shop. You'll always find my hands like this. I just smack it once. You don't need to make that noise. But if you're practicing this, all it is just once. And you keep your hands separate and you be there and you see the difference that happens in your mannerism, the way you're feeling, it'll automatically change. So this is how this hand gesture, the clap, not this way, but this way, creates bliss in you. And when you push it forward, it can be passed on to other people also. So please try this out. And the community is Kinnar community. The singers are Qawwali singers. You can read about them. You can watch some videos on them. I'll pin up the names in the comment section. If I talk about that, it'll be a very long video then. So if you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to my channel. Until I see you again, have a good life. Namaste.